Well, I hope you're still there. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
So you can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Right. I think the stream's died a death.
I can hear you.
Oh, right. Larry's been DQ'd. What the hell's happened here?
Tournament's broke.
Now we haven't a clue what's going on. Has Larry just run out of patience, maybe, or...
How long was it playing up for? Did it just time out of them and DQ'd one randomly?
Oh, you're very loud, Brian. Wait till I right-click you.
To that, you've got to turn down your output volume in Discord instead of having to turn everybody down that comes in. You just go to the settings and turn your volume down, and then you can have everyone at 100%. They don't blow your eardrums away when they come on.
You know the problem with that is? The problem with that is knowing where to do that bloody thing on this thing.
Is in settings, voice, and...
Yeah, but I can't even find settings.
There's a little gear down the bottom.
A little gear. All right, I see that, right.
It's a voice and video. It's about halfway down. And
Voice.
You've got your output volume. Turn your output volume down, and then you can have everyone at normal volume. You don't have to adjust everybody.
Output device. Output volume. Right, I've got the output volume set to down to 100.
Oh, down to 100 now.
Yeah.
No wonder you were laughing.
Oh, I think I had a way up at 200%.
Yeah, that's why everyone.
I think that's how it was defaulted to that.
Where's the output?
Well, if you haven't changed it, but mine's been default at 100, so I don't know why it would have been 200 on yours, but
that the little cog down at the bottom of your screen where your name is, I think what Brian was saying. Now,
voice note.
the little cog next to your headphones and your mic down the bottom next to your name.
So, what does it want to be?
I say mine was defaulted to 200, so I slid it back down to 100. Right, what's happening with this? Larry's volunteered to forfeit. What? Now Sylvie is forfeited against Fan. Oh, there's Larry getting the fair treatment from Steve. How about that? Larry forfeits and he gets a refund for his entry fee plus $150. Oh.
I forfeit as well.
he gets his money. He gets his money back and gets his $150. There you go.
Why, it's right. It's right. Voice code. Goes mine.
Right. So this is the final then, isn't it? Let's see if we can get into this one. See if we can. Is that Fan's bloody connection? It's dodgy, I think. In fact, is LS3 going to show up? Is she there? After having got to the final. There we're back to the horrible bloody table. Well, the guy's a VP legend. More like a legend. Right, here we go for the lag. So this is the 8-Ball World Rules Final. I think that's what it is. LS3 to break off, race to 5.
My voice is it.
Right, you're cutting out to me now, Popman. Or I should say roll cage. So I need to turn your volume back up. Up to 100%, and then I turned Brian's down to 77 because he sounded like a foghorn. Right, that's better. Right, that should take care of that.
Ryan?
Ah, that's why LS3 was late getting into the room, because she thought she would have had a while to wait to get in. I wonder if semi-pros read that. Napnicker doesn't want semi-commentating, too depressing to listen to. Well, I've now got 2 co-commentators in here, both of which are scared to say anything. We've got Popman, who's the guy with a funny accent from somewhere in the northeast of England, and we've got Brian, who's the Aussie guy. And I don't know whether I'm still in the right channel because I can't hear any of them.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
That doesn't sound right. It was working fine.
Now I don't have the snooker on. I don't know what the score is. This will be an interesting mess of a stream to actually watch played back on YouTube later on tonight before I go to my bed. It's been a proper shambles getting set up.
What percentage was Brian at?
I've got them at 100. But I've got them back up at 100 since Brian told me how to reduce the main output volume. I've set it down to 100 because both of them are at 200%.
What is my voice now?
Well, your voice is just
Muffled.
well, I think I don't know whether you've got it voice activated or push to talk.
Same as it was. Changed anything?
Maybe it's just I don't know whether your mic's too far away from your mouth or it's too close. One of the two.
No.
Well, maybe Popman's got a big thick beard and that's what he's actually talking through as well, which is why it maybe sound a bit muffled. Anyway, Fan 1-1 is 1-0 up. Well, he could be as well, aye. He could be wearing a mask. Although I reckon his chances of getting COVID because we're all in the same room are fairly slim. I've just realised Popman's not even in the room here with me. I'm the only one in the room. Hang on a minute. How do you get rid of this thing? Ah, right, I need to... How do I shut that one down? Aye, that's sort of... And then there's a mute thing for that. What does that say? Stop streaming. Show non-video participants and report a problem, right? Right, so I'm now streaming my desktop again on Discord. Good evening to Richard Jenkins again, who I've totally forgotten who that is in BP4.
As
Oh, it's Haz, right. I've totally lost track of what's happened in this tournament. Oh shit, I've hit the wrong button again. I've just killed VP4. And it keeps coming up. It hasn't saved it as desktop mode. It's saved, sorry, not saved it. It saved it as desktop window. And I wanted to save as bloody 1080. Which is why it stops working. And it's kicked me out the bloody room. Right, we're back again. Yep, I think Popman's still here. Brian was here. So, somebody tell me, is this the final? Because I've lost the bracket because I shut down VP4. Well, we're not, I don't know what FaceTiming is, we're on Discord. Well, just got to get high enough up the table for the two into the same pocket. It is the final. Oh dear. Well, that's the one thing you want to do there is overhit it. At least you're going to be up the table with a longer shot to two, but what you don't want to do is that. Well, this is a tough 9-ball. And got to watch the cue ball as well, because you can't do much with it being stuck to the rail. And that'll be a missed call. Well, go to Twitch. Keep telling you, you'll get the chat will come up quick on Twitch. So it's a gift for LS3 to get it all square. And the lag is only how quick the signal comes from Restream and is fed out to the different outlets, i.e. YouTube, Facebook and Twitch. It seems to be a bit quicker on Twitch for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't know how. Oh, it isn't the final. Is this still the one lost side we're on? Because how can, now this must be to see who gets to the final, is it?
oh, this is the final 5.
Right. well, Wits had a brain fart because it's still a race to 5, so it is the winner's side. So it must be the final. Because we had 2 quick forfeits, the one from Larry and the one from Sylvia.
Can you hear me, Hugh?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah. You can hear me?
Yeah.
I think, Pat, say that again.
Who's watching now?
Well, we've got Haz, we've got Wit, and that is about it on the live streams, at least of the people that are chatting.
We paused the stream on Discord.
No, Discord is streaming my desktop right now. Maybe you have to refresh it or whatever, or shut it down, and it's definitely... I'm definitely streaming it on Discord.
Just asking Steve now. I want to be able to set tournaments where I can have a single elimination tournament, like race to 3, 8 ball, and then 5 in the final. But you can't do it at the moment. You've got to have the same all the way through. But you can do it in the double elimination tournament where you can set shorter rounds and then a longer final, but not in single. And I don't know why. That way you can have quick knockout rounds and then a final, and you don't tie up people for an hour per round.
What, you're saying that you can't have a tournament in a single elimination where it's race to 3 and then a final race to 5?
Yeah, right.
Well, that's the first time I've heard of that one.
Yeah, well, so you've never been able to do it.
I don't recall that ever being the case. Well, here on Discord, the last voice you heard was Brian, or Redback, who isn't usually on at this time of day because it's what time is it? Let me work that out. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning his time. Can't be far off it, because he's like 10, 11 hours in front of us. So he's already into Wednesday morning. Whereas it's 5 minutes to 9 here at night on Tuesday night.
That would be good because, like a race to 5 and 8 ball can take over an hour, especially if it's close one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
5-4, we can, and if you get a buy, a lot of people just go, screw this, I'm going. I'm not waiting an hour for my game. So if you could set races to 3, or even with straight pool, you know, have quick knockouts to 30 and 50 or 75 in the final, because 75 in straight pool takes a long time, especially if the 2 players aren't that good, or even if they are good, they play a real tight safety match, and that takes forever. It doesn't matter once you get to the final because you're only tying up 2 people, and if they want to play to 75 in the final, you know, everyone else can get out and go and play in another tournament or play another match. There's only those 2 guys there, so that they don't mind. Mm-hmm. Nobody's waiting once you're in the final.
Two frames all, race to 6. Well, I might get to see some of it by the time this match is done. Get its race, and then the final race to 3.
Yeah.
Two frames. And now I'm hearing my voice coming through Discord again.
Yeah.
I'm hearing what you're watching. Now my voice comes again.
Yeah.
I'm hearing what you're watching. I'm listening.
I'm here.
Oh, Brian's gone.
I'm here.
Ah, but I'm hearing stuff coming through Potman.
Stop. Oh, Brian. I'm here. Ah, but I'm here. Stop. Oh, Brian. I'm here.
Yeah, this is a fine advert for the quality of Discord, isn't it? It certainly has gone the tits up because I'm hearing all sorts of gobbledygook here. I think the bandwidth has been chewed up. I mean, if there's anything worse, it's actually hearing your own voice more than once.
I think the bandwidth is chewed up. I mean, if there's anything.
Well, the thing about 8-ball is it's like any other game, but specifically when you've got a set of balls to go for, it's all about moving the cue ball.
I'm looking at this tournament setup here that I've got here. So I can set match goal, single elimination match goal. That's all I can set. I can't set any longer final or anything like that.
I don't recall it ever being like that unless it has been, but I thought you could set a longer final. Maybe he's changed it.
Maybe longer. I don't know why he would do that.
He wants to do a big change like Shooter's Pool and change it so that people can set their own bloody tournaments.
Maybe he's changed it.
That's what he wants to do.
It's already chaotic enough. If he was going to do that, he would have to split the lobby. Have one part of it a tournament where all the tournament announcements are, and then you've got the chat window and the tournament window. Otherwise, it'd be a freaking mess.
If he was going to do that, split the lobby.
I just asked him this morning, I said, why don't you let me fix this schedule? I used to have it set a full week ahead. I said, I see you doing nothing. I'm on here like 8 hours a day doing nothing. Let me fix it. I just asked him, why don't you let me fix the schedule? I used to have it set a full week ahead. I see you doing nothing. I'm on here like 8 hours a day. Let me fix it.
Right, I've just muted Potman on in the channel because all the feedback's coming through his mic. So I don't know whether he realises he's still on Discord. And if I unmute him on the
channel, because all the people.
Yeah, I'm getting everything coming through his mic.
Yeah, his sensitivity set high or too low. And just push the talk so you know.
And you're cutting out badly now, Brian.
Just push to talk so we don't set off your mic every time we talk.
Well, I've just muted.
Okay.
I've just muted you. Well, you probably can't mute Brian because he's probably an admin. That's probably why you can't do that. But I've had to mute you in Discord. You know Discord's still running because all the crap's coming through your mic. So we're hearing it all fed back. I'm hearing my voice twice. Your mic switched off. Right, let me unmute you again. Oh, it's definitely switched off now because I've unmuted you and I can't hear anything. That's silent.
Yeah, I'm not off now.
And it's just Brian that's cutting out. So anyway, where are we in this final? We're at 2 Wraxall in this race to 5. Fan at the table on the solids. 4 ball is on. 1 ball is on to get onto the 5. And then from the 5 to the 7 into the right middle. I think it's just the Geordie accent that's breaking it. Or the is it Northumberland? That region doesn't necessarily have to mean everybody comes from Newcastle because you've got a northeast accent. So it should be a little soft draw off the 5 for the 7 into the middle. Well, Skype. Let's put it this way: Skype's a lot better than it used to be. I was on it the other week there with Steve-O and DJ Simon. It certainly is a lot better than what it used to be. I mean, when I first joined Skype years ago with those guys, you had to keep restarting the damn thing, and if you had any more than 2 people in it, it would cut out. So it's improved a lot. So, Fan looking to leave a straight in 8 ball to take the lead. That should do it. And, well, I thought the cue had gone there.
Wonder if I should ask Steve for cowboy spots again.
Oh, I don't know how many times he's... I mean, I think at one time it was reported that he had that on his to-do list. It's probably now on the can't be asked to-do list. That's what it's probably on.
There's a bug in English billiards where on the 10-foot, if you have to hit out of kitchen and you hit to the long rail and spin back in, you get called a foul. And it happens on a 10-foot and the deep pockets and hard times so far, I've found.
Yeah, well, you know that's never going to be fixed because you shouldn't be playing it on the 10-foot anyway, so he's never going to fix that.
It's great on the 10. People quite like it. It actually it makes the game more accessible to them, and they actually realise what a good game it is.
Well, if he was going to do anything, he would have. He was quick to make a 10-foot table when we asked him. He was asked to make a 10-footer table, and lo and behold, it appeared that it shouldn't be that difficult for him to make a 10-foot billiard table, 10-foot snooker table, because they've got it in Shooter's Pool. They've got a 10-footer in there, and the only thing they don't have, I don't think, well, they don't have English billiards in Shooter's Pool, but if and when they do, you can play it in a 10-footer, I would imagine.
Why Shooters didn't put a real fire under Steve,
Well, that's what I was hoping. But at the end of the day, you always. I think one secret to business and good business is to always keep your eye on your opponents or your rivals. Find out what they're doing, and it's a question of whether he actually has taken any time to go in and have a spy and a look around and see what's available. Because although they don't have the same count of games, they've got the most important games in there anyway, the most popular games that people play. If I had Cowboy, I'd be in there. I'd be in there like a shot. So I would.
Say that. Yeah, so I don't know. If this was my game, mate, I'd be like, fuck, I better make some improvements, and
Yeah, that's what you'd expect.
Competition.
You have to react. if you're going to, if you're going to stay in the mix, then you've got not so much react, you've got to be proactive. And there's nothing really been done in 8 years for this game other than what it has been since it came out.
It would probably need a new kind of. Well, he said he even said all along, like the shadows that he's got and the lighting was sort of a placeholder, and he was going to redo the shadows and the lighting and everything, and the 3D rendering, and or whether it would be the same engine or whatever. But he never sort of changed it; he's left it as is.
Yeah, but
you do a complete revamp, get the graphics up to speed and the backgrounds and everything, and like photorealistic backgrounds, and call it VP Gold, remarket the thing, and get back in the game.
Yeah, but you know that he did do. We did download a version when we were testing with the supposed improved lighting, and it looked as if the balls were floating above the bed of the table. And it lagged up. It lagged an awful lot. It needed an awful lot of work done on it, and so he pulled the plug on it and ditched it. I mean, it lasted for half a day, and then that was it gone, and it's never been looked at since. Well, I think it's just a case of tweaking the mic sensitivity in Discord and that sort of thing that you just have to tweak around with. I mean, I've not touched anything apart from that volume thing. So Wanwa is leading by 3 racks to 2 in this race to 5. On the stripes, and well, should be out here because there's just what the hell ball is that over the pocket? This is the problem. Problem with this 15 ball is it's in the pocket and it's getting good on the 8 from it. He's got nothing else to get, I don't think. Nope. This is so difficult to judge, getting the pace away from this ball and getting the cue. I don't know why he keeps looking around the table. He's only got 1 ball to get on. It's just going to be a straight draw. And he's more than stunned it, but it does go past. So this, to take him to the hill, needing 1 more. We sent it to the jaws. And of course now LS3's big problem is not the fact that the 8 ball is hanging over the pocket. It's the fact that if she pots the 1 and the 7 and the 4, she's going to have to get really clever to get on that 5. So 1 was the strong favourite here. It's a big ask for LS3 to get somehow onto this 5 ball. Now there is a chance here, but I think she's a bit straight in the 7. Yeah, a bit too straight. The best you can do is stun this really hard and try and spin across to get somewhere near the 4 and maybe be able to try a hook, but even then it's not difficult to hit the 8 ball if you have to go just a single rail to bank onto it. Well, she's went all out for the draw. And now it has to be really gentle to push this 5 towards the 8. But it's going to be an easy enough kick for Wanwa to get to the 8 ball. Oh, and that was so close. So close. Yeah, I know it's a first to 5. That's why I said Fan was on the hill. I'm well aware of the situation, unless I said something different. But anyway, it's definitely 4-2, unless I'm out of sync.
The other 4-2.
And
I just come in.
what have we got here? We've got this 14 ball, and I think that's the one. We've lost the 9 ball in the break, and so we've still got an open table, but we've got the 1 and the 14 tied up, so nobody's running out on this. Oh, there's something I haven't checked. My little doodle. That works. Yeah, I think Virtual Pool 4's is as it is, and that's it. I don't think we should expect too much more from it. Just realised I had stream on Facebook as well, causing audio problem. Of course, we're getting feedback. Yeah. I hope you're not talking on Discord now, Popman, because I've muted you. The bank has been called. Bank on what looks like to be the 12 ball from here. And it goes. Right now, big move here, cut on the 14. And run that cue ball off the side rail and down here. Could play for the 11, but got to try and break something out here with this angle that he's got, or she's got, sorry. And that's unlucky. Had the right idea, but well, I suppose the best outcome there is the fact that the LS3 never really hit anything. It just means that one was got as much trouble to deal with. So he's going to have to disturb something. So, one more on the solids. What's he looking to do? Hook LS3 behind the 4. Looks like it. Now, this is a side rail kick onto the 13, which is behind the 7. Now, she plays it gentle. Well, she can actually see it. But she's got the right idea. That will do. It keeps the 1 ball safe. And it's the emergency escape route for LS3. It's the safety net that guarantees that one isn't going to run out. So really the ball is in his court as to how much he's prepared to do to try and run out. And can he see the 2? Let's have a look. Well, he can, but I don't think there's enough of it to be able to pot it. Now he's quite prepared to leave it at this and force LS3 into disturbing this pair of balls in the bottom of the rail here. And that's the big sellout shot right there. Now, again, it's landed slightly awkward because Wanwa cannot get to the 1, and that still might be a safety net for LS3, but that was a bit of a blast. But one thing it has done is it certainly improved the situation as far as that goes, but the 2 and 1 are the only lifeline at the moment for LS3. And of course, the other thing is the 10 ball's hanging over the bottom right hand corner pocket, so she's definitely got a shot on if Wanwa can't cover it, but that's a clever shot. That's now locked up the 8 ball. Now, I think there's too much angle on this 11 to try and draw towards that 8 and free it up.
Good day.
Well, now she's going to have to move the 10 or pot the 10. Probably try and use the jaw. Yeah, well, she's used the back rail. Needs a nice kick. The spin taking it into, well, a semi-potable position. But of course, the 8 ball's locked up. So, immediately LS3 does whatever she's going to do with this 11 ball. Wanwa's in command here. He's going to have full control of the table, and he'll probably have her in trouble. And she may well be in trouble if Wanwa can try and use the 7 and drop behind the 8 and 3. That's an easy safety. Just push the 7 around the corner and run in behind the 8 and 3 on the side rail, and that gives good cover on that last strike ball. Fairly simple safety. Well, he just chipped off it.
Yeah, that's an easy way to do it.
Oh, there's no 3 fills in this game. That's another rule I forgot about. But it still means that that Wanwa's in charge. Well, that's now changed it slightly, that it's freed the 8 ball a wee bit. But well, now Wanwa can take care of the 1 and the 2. That's the first thing you do here, is open them up. Rather than having to try and drop behind them in the bottom end of them where that 6 ball is, it'd be much easier to open them up right now and just give LS3 a free shot on her last ball. I don't think that was the right move. I would have opened the 2 and the 1, let LS3 see her last ball. There's not much you could do with it, and be proactive, actually try and open up the game. And now Wanwa's got it back to square one because LS3 just rolled up to her own ball, tied it up with the 8, and now he's going to open the 1 and 2. So, as far as I'm concerned, he went about that the wrong way. He should have opened those 2 up and left LS3 a clear shot on her ball. She couldn't pot it, and it probably would have opened up the 8 a wee bit more. So this is where you have to be thinking a couple of shots ahead as to what you're hoping to gain from. And Wanwa didn't do it there. But now he's been given ball in hand. And this is virtually impossible to hit clean. And so LS3 is just going to try and push the 8 open. Once again, everything's locked up. And somebody has to take the initiative here and one was going to go on the defensive all the way here now. And there is a slight danger that if you stun into those 3 balls in the rail, you're going to push that 8 ball dangerously close to the corner pocket. Although they're not set as a combo, but that 8 ball may still catch that jaw and drop in. So you don't want to be playing a shot that's trying to move these. Certainly not from the bottom end of the table. The shot the LS3 played there was the only option available to her, but got to try and gain the initiative one way or another. It's hard to do from this situation though. Now, at some point you have to take the initiative. Those 2 balls on the rail there, if you can play them from this side to chip them out, it leaves the 11 open. The 11's safe that it won't go in past 8, obviously, and LS3 would have to take a big risk to try a bank or something like that on it. So if one was going to force a result here with this rack, he has to open them out from this side. He has to play them from this side and chip the 2 of them out. He can do that right now with ball in hand. And he's just going to keep it like that and keep it like that and may well pay the price for doing it. And now LS3...
Call it now, mate.
Well, LS3 can cut that ball onto the rail and try and just double it out. But if nobody takes the initiative, it's just going to potter about here for an hour doing nothing.
Yep.
And LS3 is the one that's trailing, and it should be up to her to make the move and get that 11 out of there. You've got to just bank that 11, get up the table, and then force Wanma into doing something. But this does nothing. Once again, Wanma's got ball in hand, and all he's going to do is leave a snooker when he has to open it up. The 8 ball's still a blocker. Well, if I was at the table, I would rather lose from taking the initiative than doing this for an hour, because my patience would be gone. This is all he's going to end up doing is either keeping these balls on the table, potting them one by one, and eventually stuck with the 2 in the side rail. Well, LS3, if you're listening, which you are listening, as long as that 8 ball stays there, and these 2 balls stay in the rail, and if you get the wrong hit in that ball there, oh, I'm playing a deliberate foul. I'll give you that one. But one was now going to try and push the 1 down towards the 6. Has he got to call the 6? No, he's not even doing that. I'd be trying to force him into leaving something, and somebody's going to have to take the risk of a bank on that 11 ball if they're going to win this. and stay in the match. If that ball goes over to that right hand side, what's he called here? Well, he's playing the 3 off the 1. Well, that's everything out in the open now. That's now forced LS3's hand. And LS3 is up a certain creek without a paddle here unless you can get the bank. And it's not a set bank. But this to stay in the match.
If he does it pocket speed, he can use it as a blocker, play fairly safe. And he release the 6 ball.
Well, there's nothing safe now.
That's not bad.
Good effort.
Sitting indoors, bastard.
Good effort, but one should be out. The only slight problem is he can't see the 6, so he's going to have to take a little cut back in the 4. I'd be taking the 3 ball right now. Get rid of it. And he should be home and dry. Now he needs to leave an angle with this cue ball out in the table so he can just pot the 2 and drop up for the 1. I think he's a bit straight, but he can go forward and up the table if he wants to take the 1 first. That'll do. It's all over, folks, or it should be. Well, this is an abbreviated tournament because we had 2 forfeits in it, or we would have been here another hour yet, I would have thought. But Wanwa or Fan wins by 5 racks to 2. Let's have a look, or a final look at the bracket, if we can get the internal browse to work. And the game's just crashed.
All right, you're a player, Hugh. Do you use pivot English in VP or in real life?
Well, I don't play in real life at all, not anymore. I've got it on pivot English at the moment. I was experimenting with normal, old-fashioned VP3 settings, but I was squirting the cue ball too much.
Can't seem to play English.
So I went.
I've been trying to research it to find out whether that is the most popular form, because I was taught by a snooker player, and I was taught, that you play straight through the ball. You don't twist your arm. You don't. You develop your muscle memory, so your elbow always swings like a perfect pendulum. When you start doing backhand English, you're starting to twist your arm and all this, puts your stroke off. So I was taught, if you got put inside on the ball, you move the whole cue over and you play straight through the ball. Now I know that does result in an initial squirt, but as you get an experienced player, you do know it corrects itself naturally. So I was just wondering, because it's set as default in VP4, and I've just I've always wondered why.
Get these settings right again. I'm going to have to shut the game down to get this to default back to my original graphic settings. I was messing about with Marillus Action earlier on this afternoon. Now, you've got to play it in desktop mode for the on-screen annotations to work. and I can't get VP4 to get back to my 1920 by 1080 settings. I've done it now. Right, guys, there's nobody still there. They're all gone to bed. So that's the end of this supposed test stream. I'll bid you good night and I'll see you again sometime. And then we'll just kill the stream.